Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching today. So happy Thursday today to everybody. So today is financial freedom. I'm going to give you, I'm not going to take too much of your time, 10, 15 minutes, because I'm going to go over just some things to always think about to make sure you have the security as an agent. As you grow your business, it doesn't help, and I see this happen to agents over the decades I've been in the business, is that they do well and then all of a sudden something happens or they slow down and they have no money. They have nothing saved. They don't have a financial plan. Every business, you are your own business. Every business needs a budget, needs a plan, where the money goes, and not just spend it. So I'm going to give you some ideas and some tips on what to do. But again, any agent out there wants to reach out to me, go over these more in detail after I'm done, because everybody's budget and money is a little bit different. So I wrote down a few notes here, and one of the things I think the pandemic did is it made a lot of people realize, especially agents just starting the business or someone that was relying on another income or a spouse that had another income, that we don't, or most people don't have enough savings. If you don't have, the rule of thumb is that you should have at least 3 months of savings to pay for, if you have zero income, no income, to pay all of your bills, to keep your house going and your life going. You don't have to elaborate expenses, but at least their basic needs. If you don't have three, that's the minimum that you should be shooting for. So I'm going to give you some ideas on how to save some money, how to keep your commission and things like that. So there's 5 things that I wrote down here. Number 1 was, if you want to have more money saved, you could focus on having more sales. But always more sales, more income doesn't mean more saved. So you could focus on more income. So there's a lot of agents out there that get content with how much money they're making, because maybe, again, they have another job or another business, another source of income. I know I have agents that are remodeling houses and flipping houses and getting investment properties and rentals, and then the agents have other jobs, and there's a lot of that out there. But you can always focus on getting more income. That always helps. Number 2 is you got to make sure what you're doing with your commission check. So I'm going to tell you what 80% or more agents do. So I'm saying 80% so you don't feel bad that you do this. 80% of realtors take that check or have it direct deposited into a personal account. A personal account, just a checking account. Just a regular checking account. What happens when that happens? You spend it. You spend it. It doesn't even go into a savings account. So be careful of where you deposit that money. And I'm going to give you some ideas, because you're a business. And there's several agents that have set up LLCs for themselves to have their commissions paid to their LLC to save on taxes. So if you didn't know that, you can do that. There's some rules for the division of real estate, like the number 1 rule for that LLC. I'll just tell you that I'm not an attorney, so I'm putting my disclaimer on there. But the number 1 rule, you can't do anything else with that LLC. And no one else can be a part of that LLC, just you. And it's a way for the Division of Real Estate to give you the ability to have your commissions go into an LLC to save on taxes and to save on things. So that LLC can't do anything else, but consult with your accountant and an attorney before you do that. And of course, call the division if you have any specific questions on making sure you're doing that right. But this is how a check should happen. The check should go into your LLC or a business account. That business account now should be paying your business expenses, should be paying you personally, part of that commission going to you, should be paying. There should be savings in there for future investments in your business, marketing, mailers, brochures, advertisements. You should be spending that money on something to build your business. A certain percentage of that money should be, just like any business has a a budget of where they're going to spend these things. And then someday, when you get to that point, or you might already be there, where your business is busy enough, you know how much gross income you're putting in, and now you can invest it in some help. Your next step is hire an assistant, hire a transaction coordinator, a closing coordinator, someone to help you with your business. So if you're working, 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, it's time to find some help. But some agents never do that because they think they don't have the money, because the commission goes right into a checking account, spends for family things. I go, yeah, it's great to have that, but they don't put it in a business account and have it sit there and only take out what you need, so you have savings. And then a lot of agents feel that they have no savings for business savings, so they hire someone. They don't know how to pay. They're going to pay them. They got to wait for each commission check. So my financial advice, if you want to hire an assistant, have enough money in your business savings to pay that salary, pay for them for a certain period of time, 3 months, 6 months, at least 2 months, something that there's already savings there, so you could afford to pay them. And then when new transactions close, you are putting money back in there. So don't start with zero. Put some money savings. So if you want to invest in yourself, if you have no business savings because you're busy and you spend your money, you could also put some of your personal money in there, like an investment. You are now investing in yourself. You're taking, whatever dollar amount you want to put into your business account. You're investing in your business like you would invest in any other business. You're investing in yourself, and take that money and they use that as seed money to to boost your real estate business. So those are things that you got to think about. So number 2 was, think about where your check is going. Shouldn't be just in a general account, which most 80% of agents do. Number 3, set a budget, a business budget. What I mean by budget, a lot of agents and people in general just think a budget means something that I got to cut costs on. I got to get a budget. I got to get a budget because you're spending too much money. It's kind of like the word diet. The word diet to most people is a negative thing. I got to go on a diet. Actually, a diet, the definition of diet is what you eat. That's it. So a budget is just what you should be spending percentage-wise or dollar amount in certain portions of your business. So not only will you help you save your expenses, but also know where you should be putting it. Example, investing in marketing. Figure out what you want to do in marketing. So if your budget is, I'm going to take 5%, 10% of all my checks and all my income and put it into marketing to get more business, that's a budget. So again, you might not even be saving money, you'd be spending more money, but spending it and you know exactly where you're spending it. So a budget doesn't mean always because you have to cut costs. It's, I'm going to budget money, I'm going to put X percentage of my commissions, I'm going to send out mailers or hire an assistant to help make some phone calls to my sphere of influence or do something. You got to come up with a budget of where you're going to spend your money to get more business. That's what successful businesses do. They use some of their income, their gross income, to expand and but also not all of it, and save, and to get more business and to grow up the ladder and get more revenue. Number 4, you can raise your average sale price. A lot of agents I see are stuck in a certain price category, and you know how if your average sale price is 100, the average in Ohio 185,000, maybe you're below average. Maybe your average sale price is 125,000. Guess what? You know how you double your income? Make it 225,000 or 250,000 or 300,000. So you could work and manage and plan on how to market yourself, farming an area, your sphere of influence, and go through your sphere of influence and figure out what prices their houses. A lot of agents have a sphere of influence but don't have notes of how much the house is in that the people live in, so, or what price range they'll be in. So you just have a blanket sphere of influence, or not blanket, just all these people on your database, but you have no idea if you want to target market some of them, like, wow, these people in my database are in the 200 range or the 300 range or the 400 range. So you've got to analyze your database, figure out a farm area. You got to figure out a way to increase your sale price, increases income. And then last idea is very simple. Keep your commission when anybody tries to discount you. Right now, I see more and more agents discounting their commission all over, not just Central 20 HomeStar agents are like, I'm going to do this for 5%. I'm going to do this 5.5%. Do this 4%. Again, disclaimer, I'm not throwing out numbers. You can't do that over the, explain, monopolizing and seeing who charges what. But it's an open market out there. Agents can, within reason, charge what they want, but don't lower your commission. I will say this right to your face. I'm looking right at you. Listen. You don't overcharge people. You don't. You give people a good value and service for the money that they're paying. The reason I know that for sure is that 90 to 95% of people out there that sell a house use an agent that are charging them a commission. They're not using a discount company. They're not using online and doing it themselves. I mean, a good percentage of people are not doing that. They know there's value there. So learn how to keep your commission and not lower your value. I see agents do this, just helping people. I'm helping a friend. I'm helping a family member. I'm helping this person. I'm helping that person. You don't have to do that by giving it all away. You could give them a little bit, but you do this for a living. Are you living in a mansion? I tell this agents almost once a month. I have an agent call me. He's like, I have a friend and I want to give him a break. I go, are you retired? Do you live in a mansion? Are you a millionaire? I'm like, no. You do this for a living to support yourself and your family. Don't have to give it away for free for them or very little. You can give them a little bit of break because they're a friend or family if you want to, but don't give it all away. You do this for a living. This is what you do. This is your career. You no matter if it's a friend or relative, my personal opinion is if you lower your commission too much, you lower your value. And I don't want to see any agents do that because I know we're not overcharging people out there. You're doing it for, again, a fair value for the services that you provide. Well, I hope that. I don't know anybody, but I could tell you all the things you should provide to make sure you earn that commission. I know there's people out there that are not giving that service and that expertise that shouldn't be charging that much money, but a great agent that has all the tools, the technology, the connections, the systems and support to help their sellers and buyers deserve the commission that they charge. So the last thing, that was the last number thing, but what I want you to remember is in anything financial, and you probably have seen this on the news and stories over the years when businesses go out of business and you're like, wow, they did a lot of business. There's always people there. How did they go out of business? You know how they go out of business and how a majority of agents go out of business that do well is that they don't save enough money. It doesn't matter. When you're a business, your gross income does not matter compared to your net income. You need to have a net income. You need to have savings. You need to have money to reinvest in your business. And if you don't, then you're always going paycheck to paycheck to commission. And if there's any stop in that, or all of a sudden your expenses go up and your income doesn't go up, then you have a problem. Then you're always chasing that commission and you're always stressed because if that commission doesn't close, you don't know how you're going to pay this bill or that bill or already prepaid something because you thought something was going to close. That's when that stress just doesn't, you can't have a successful business with that type of stress for a long period of time. So think about those things. Just giving you ideas because I want every agent out there, especially the newer ones getting into the business, to think of this as a business. Don't think of this as money in, money out, money in, money out. Think of this as a business, and you've got to invest in your business. You've got to save. You have to have savings. You have to have money set aside for business expenses that you didn't remember. And number one, I'm sorry, I should have even started with this, your taxes. Talk to your accountant. I don't know how many agents at the beginning of every year call our office after giving their 1099 and go, I made that much money, and I didn't save any money for taxes. And then they're getting extensions, or even worse, setting up payment plans with the IRS. And then you're always on a payment plan because now you got to save money for last year's taxes and this year's taxes. I've seen it happen, and I don't want to see it happen to more agents out there. So that's it for today. Some ideas on how to become financially free and the security that you deserve. And again, use me as a resource if you need anything or you want to go over ideas. I can't even count how many agents that I give given advice to on what to do and help out. I mean, I'm not an accountant. I'm not going to go deep into your I'm not going to ask you many personal questions about exactly where you spend your money, but I'm going to give you ideas and things that'll work for you. So I don't want you to be scared like, Tony's going to ask me all these personal questions. I'm like, nah, I'm going to give you some ideas on what to do. That's it. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, Friday at noon. Bye-bye.